And with Divya, na, like when Divya calls you up, there's no hi, hello, how are you, beta? Hey, इतना भाव क्यों खा रहा है? अबे करेंगे ना साथ में, करना है ना साथ में काम करना है. तूने बोला था हम लोग साथ में काम करेंगे.
We came out, we are on set, and Tanuj was like, ha, hoo, hoo, hoo. And he's in the character. Like, wow, this is somebody I want to know.
In a bit of a flaky industry, in certain regards where there are a lot of insecurities that actors possess, I do have them. I mean, I can't pretend that I'm above and beyond any of this. I mean, I do have them.
I do not refrain myself from talking about anything, but it just doesn't involve me. So, that is the respect I want to contribute in order to not make it worse, or in order to not, make it bad for you and for the other person. You need to at least, you need to take the charge and pull the strings and just stop. For both of them. Like,
I'm very excited today to have two of the most amazing people, Divya Agarwal and Tanuj Virwani, right here on Bollywood Bubble. Firstly, a huge welcome to both of you. Congratulations, Abhay 3 का जो trailer अभी तक आया है and जितना भी हमने सुना है, देखा है, the reactions have been great. Is it overwhelming? How do you see it? Especially, I mean, just to add, especially Divya, because you are returning to acting after a while. And Tanuj, आपने तो मतलब काफी, but this is something very different from what you've done previously.
Yeah.
So tell me, is it overwhelming? Okay.
So, firstly, Bhavna, I don't think Divya is returning to acting because, ironically, her the show she did before this was with me only, Cartel. So, she's been killing it actually, and I think what you saw on that show was just the beginning, just the tip of the iceberg. So, जो आप अभय में देखोगे, the way we have tried to do it, obviously, like as actors, वो एक तमन्ना है, एक इच्छा है, एक sort of vibe है that we want to attempt something different every time, And we are both very fortunate that the makers and the platform at Z, they came together and asked us to be part of this already massive franchise. It's happened for the first time that I'm joining a show so late. I usually I'm there at the ground floor, but this time I feel I've straight away walked into the penthouse.
There's a story of Tanuj joining in the team. Like, it went like I was casted before him, and they were like, and so I just asked them, okay, who's the actor opposite to me? And then they were like, we are really keen on Tanuj Virwani, but he is not free right now, and we are trying to, shell out some dates for him, and then we're in the conversation, but he's super busy. And then I'm like, Tanuj, okay, fine, okay. I was like, I aborted the call. I just messaged him, Tanuj, Abhay, we are doing it. He's like, oh fuck, it's you with me, and I'm like, yes, let's do this.
And with Divya, na, like when Divya calls you up, there's no hi, hello, how are you, beta? Hey, इतना भाव क्यों खा रहा है? अबे करेंगे ना साथ में, करना है ना साथ में काम करना है. तूने बोला था हम लोग साथ में काम करेंगे. So I'm like, wait, yes, calm your horses down. Wait, just give me like a minute, yeah. I'm like, you are doing Abhay, you're the Harleen in Abhay. So she's like, yeah. So I'm like, now I have to make it work out somehow, yeah. So I called her my manager. Bro, we have to do this.
सामने से भी dates cancel हो गए थे तुम्हारे. Remember, सामने से they had some issues, and they're like, sir, we are posting.
Yes.
And it just happened. Yeah. Everything looked like so proper. Like Ken Ghosh, we both have a history with Ken Ghosh. Z5 being the best, Abhay being the best for
Absolutely.
Z5. Like Abhay is the biggest property of Z5. I'm like, okay, the brand is good, the director is good, the co-actor is good. Like our box.
All the boxes are ticked. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow, but when I said she's returning after acting after a while, it is because Cartel आपने shoot पहले किया था, वो release थोड़ा बाद में हुआ था, right? Because you went into the Big Boss fight, इससे पहले आपका shoot. So that way I meant that it's been a while.
Done her homework. Bhavna has done her homework. The thing is, Bhavna, I knew Cartel's character. The reason why, it's very important as an actor also to think about what you want to do next, especially for an actor like me who's, just coming into the picture. Tanuj is a veteran. Yeah. He's done a lot of shows and a lot of successful shows. But for me, in the beginning, it's quite tricky. So I was like, Cartel se pehle, I will not say yes to any other show because Cartel's character was so strong that it was okay for me to wait and rather, wait for the results to come out. And I guess Abhay somewhere, I've gotten it. It maybe because 50% of my influencing lifestyle and 50% of Cartel's, dark character. So I think they could, pick it up. And when I got this call, I'm like, this is something I was waiting for. And now let's see what happens.
Yeah. So the camaraderie that you both share, even if this is two different screens, I feel that you all are together because itna matlab camaraderie acha hai. But where did it all began? I want to know. I mean, do you remember the first time? What was that?
I think for us it began in one small hotel room somewhere at Kolaba, where I'm sitting and stuffing my face with food as always because I'm an absolute foodie, and have this really gregarious old jolly woman in front of me with a stick in her hand. And I'm like, what a lovely old woman she is, and she has a lot of energy, like what the hell? And then I realized, oh no, this is no old woman. This is Divya under many layers of prosthetic. And I'm like, सुबह के 3 बज गए हैं, मेरा battery down हो चुका है, and like this 75-year-old amma is giving me major tras. I'm like, what's going on? And trust me, Divya on that set was an absolute chameleon, absolute shapeshifter, So I think we hit the ground running and we kind of hit it off very instantaneously. It was very organic.
Luckily, I saw him off the set first.
Yeah.
So Tanuj on set is a crazy actor. He would just go like, okay, today's mood is so and so. So he was playing this Major's character who's this hot bossy kind of a person, ruling everything around him. So on set, the minute we had all that fun banter in the room, we came out, we are on set, and Tanuj was like, ha, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Yeah.
And he's in the character. So we were like, wow, this is somebody I want to know.
अभी तो ठीक था अब क्या हो गया उसको अचानक?
No, but on set he just.
कभी-कभी मेरे कोस्टार्स बहुत हल जाते हैं कि यार ये अजीब आवाजें क्यों निकल रहे हैं? I'll start talking to myself. Ha, whoo, come on, murderer. Okay.
And if there is a romantic scene or something like that, Tanuj would just randomly yeah, baby, what's up? I'm like, तू मेरे को baby बोल रहा है? He's like, बोल में आ. And I was like, okay, yes, hi baby, what's up? So we have this crazy funny things going on all the freaking time. And both our team people, they always have so much fun around us.
One day though, I remember we were shooting and Divya asked me, so she comes up to me, she's like, bro, you're okay na? So I'm like, yeah, what happened? She's like, today no, ha, hoo. Nothing. I'm like, acha, ha, wo main bhul gaya, sorry yaar. It's like that has become the normal thing now.
But I think this craziness is also needed on a set like Abhay, which otherwise is so intense and so I mean, I was just telling that day Kunal that set pe माहौल कितना intense होता होगा because a lot of darkness is what we explore.
No,
in the show, right?
Set पे माहौल बहुत motivated रहता है. It's not intense. It's like how better can we go with this? How darker can we go with this? How organic can we go with? That is the zone on the set, and it's so performance oriented. People around the entire crew, everybody was so motivated with everything that whatever we used to do, जब कटता था, people are motivated. They're like, okay, let's do this again. This is it. This is the shot. We don't need any more.
Yeah.
So it used to be very motivating, I feel.
But tell me, Divya, when you play a character which is slightly on the darker side as well, or which has a lot of complexities attached to it, because you are an emotional person as well, do you ever take that emotion back with you home? Because it can be slightly difficult to deal with it.
Honestly, for me, acting as an art is just so beautiful in itself that, when I come back home, I only think of, okay, कोई भी type का character, कोई भी type का emotion, did I display it well enough? It's never taking it home personally. I'm a very different person on set. It really in acting it's just almost I feel that my life is such a journey that I've gone through so many things that it makes me feel like, okay, I know the depth of the sadness, I know the depth of this. इसमें मेरे को बहुत confusion हुआ because this is so dark that I'm like, पता नहीं ऐसा होता भी होगा या नहीं.
True. But for Tanuj, what is your switch? Can you easily switch on and off between characters and yourself, or does it take time?
I think I've gotten a little better at it over a period of time. Though I think the more experience you get, working with different actors and just kind of getting together different directors and different setups, you get a little better at it. One thing that really helps me is I like to write, so I have like a little book. It's more like a rule book, like do's and don'ts of this character. It could be the way the person is standing. It could be the rate of speech delivery. Would he wear this color? Would he listen to this sort of music? I often use music also to help get me into a certain zone. It really helps.
Yes.
More than music with lyrics, I prefer instrumental music because that really helps you kind of like sculpt your way through and all. And apart from that, I feel if your director, your DP, and most importantly, your co-stars make you feel comfortable, then you are able to find that character and retain the authenticity of that character far easier. There are sometimes certain setups where you feel there's a certain cynicism in the air, or लोग थोड़े ज़्यादा unnecessarily competitive हो रहे. Never get competitive on set. It's good to be competitive in life, but when you're on set, we are all working towards one common goal. Now, we all want the scene or the show or the film to be the best that it possibly can.
Made us such good friends on so many levels. Like, because these small things, what you do, which are coming from your personality. I think Abhay 3 was one of the sets that I remember where the entire vibe and the entire energy was working towards one thing.
Yeah. And that is so great. I mean, it's very interesting, Tanuj, that you said that competition on set. I am aware that sometimes it can get inconvenient also, especially when people are trying to sort of sabotage each other only to show that, they are a better actor. That happens a lot of times. Have you ever encountered something like that previously?
Absolutely. I mean, I have encountered it, which is why I'm aware that it exists, and it's natural because I also feel we are in a bit of a flaky industry in certain regards where there are a lot of insecurities that actors possess. I do have them. I mean, I can't pretend that I'm above and beyond any of this. I mean, I do have them, but it's only about how you manage it, because sometimes you can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. It depends on what your mental conditioning is. But you have to make sure that even if the devil's knocking at your front door, that you don't let him in, because it gets in your head. Unless if that devil looks as beautiful as Divya does, then we'll be like, "Ow, please, aa jao."
Oh my God.
Divya, have you ever encountered? I know you have not been on too many film or like web series का set अभी तक, but आपको reality show का काफी experience है, वहाँ पे भी almost.
हाँ तो यार लोग competition सीने पे लिखा के आते हैं यार, वहाँ पे तो cut throat competition है यार.
No, but have you ever faced something like this otherwise?
100%. Even when I used to work behind the cameras as choreographer, as assistant director, so things used to be like, and I feel competition, because I've done a corporate job also, I've done a little odd jobs also, so competition is there in every field, that's for sure. It is you who need to get sane. It has got nothing to do with your acting career, or today you are a journalist. It's the same everywhere. I'm sure in the same company, probably the one sitting next right to you, like it's very difficult. But I think it's also your vibe. You cannot just have expectations from सामने वाला कि नहीं यार वो it's your vibe also, which really helps a lot. So मेरा और तनुज का ऐसा ही scene है, when we worked in Cartel with so many other actors, our vibe was completely different. That's how we got connected, because we are like, cheering up for each other and waiting for each other, giving cues for each other. Like Tanuj will never let an actor just be like, "अरे इसमें तो मैं नहीं दिख रहा हूँ, तू कर ले." It's never gonna happen. So he's there behind the camera, giving cues and the little things we do for each other as actors. So it's also your energy that you emit. And then so mostly I did not get that experience. और अगर थोड़ा सा वैसे जाने भी लगा होता है, तो like यार नहीं यार ये तो मतलब हमारे लिए बेचारी cheer कर रही है, बैठी है, she is into it, she is taking interest. तो वो अपने आप बंदे change हो जाता है यार.
But now, Divya, you know I cannot let you go without asking this, and you can choose not to answer because I will always respect that. It is, of course, we speak about love, and I know, and I've spoken to you before how much you know it exactly, like where I'm coming from. I want to know, are you doing okay right now? Are you doing okay? And
yeah. And
I mean, do you have any message for people who perhaps still root for you, and you know, because you know how people have been reacting?
See, I do not refrain myself from talking about anything, but it just doesn't involve me. So, you know, that is the respect I want to contribute. Maybe in life later on, when I would like to share some glimpses of my life, maybe some years later on, then I would be probably telling them. But then, you know, it's not. I'm okay. That's what I like about your question. The reason I'm answering is because you asked me how I am, and that's very important for everybody. So I'm okay. I'm doing fine. Some decisions in life when you take in order to make yourself happy. This was my reason. I wanted to be happier. It wasn't like I wasn't happy, but I wanted something different for my life, and now I feel it, and it's the decision that I've made. So I have to be happy, right? I mean, that was the entire idea of it. And things are just like in your life when you're walking, you feel like okay, you need to just stop and breathe and just take everything in, because there are a lot of things going on the career front, on the personal life front. So you know, you miss out, and in order to not make it worse, or in order to not make it bad for you and for the other person, you need to at least, you know, you need to take the charge and pull the strings and just stop for both of them. Like, you know, many times people they are very scared of, you know, discussing this or probably taking such a huge step, and especially from the reputation that I come from, it was a huge massive step. But people are going to hate you, people are going to love you, people are going to get inspired. We don't know how it can go. So I think this was needed, and it's okay. I'm all good. I'm waiting for Abhay. I'm genuinely waiting for all the kind of work.
More power to you always.
Yeah.
Thank
yes.
You,
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.